Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Teman-teman, pernah nggak merasa kalau hidup ini penuh ujian? Lalu, bagaimana seharusnya kita menyikapi ujian itu? Nah, Syekh Abu Bakar Zaud punya jawabannya. Yuk, simak baik-baik ya. Oh ya teman-teman, maaf, ada yang kelewat. Sebelum dimulai, jangan lupa subscribe ya teman-teman.
I'll tell you something, my brothers. Any calamity that you face in life, you can respond to this calamity in one of four ways. There's no fifth. You can behave and respond to the calamity Allah sends you in one of four ways. Number one, you can respond with displeasure, sakhat. So you're going through a calamity and you say, why me? Why did Allah send this? How come? I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm a Muslim, I'm doing what I'm doing, I pay my zakat, others are not. Why are they not tested? Why did Allah test me like this? This is known as a sakhat. This is the first way you can respond to a calamity. The one who responds like this, Allah is displeased with him. فَمَنْ سَخِطَ فَلَهُ السَّخَطِ. Anyone who's displeased, Allah is displeased with him. And what a horrible way to respond, because when you're displeased with Allah's qadr and the test is sent to you, is He going to take away the test? Did things get better? You're still going through your calamity, but you have wasted an enormous opportunity of reward. You being displeased with what Allah tested you with wasn't going to change anything. You just destroyed it for yourself. You're still going through your pain and you're getting no reward out of it. What a waste. Terrible. The second way to respond to a test is as-sabr, being patient. And that here is wajib. It is obligatory to respond to every calamity with patience. And I'm going to explain to you what you're supposed to do to be labeled as a patient one during calamity. How do I know I've been patient in a calamity? We're going to answer that. The third way you can respond, and this is a higher level, is ar-rida, to be pleased with the calamity. Akhwani, being pleased with a calamity is mustahab, it's recommended. It's not wajib. Being pleased. I mean, you can have patience and you don't like what came to you. But you can have patience. This is what Allah decreed. But being pleased with a calamity is a level above as-sabr. Being pleased with a calamity means that whether the calamity happened or not, it's the same with you. Let's say you went through a calamity of loss of wealth and you lost $10,000. If you are at the third stage, whether you lost it or not, it's the same for you. How difficult is that? Not everyone can achieve this. But that's why ar-rida, being pleased, is a higher level than sabr. So that's what rida is. Whether the calamity happened or not, really it's the same. Because I know it came from Al-Alim, and what Allah does is all with knowledge and wisdom. So you know what, I really don't care. Whether the 10 was still with me or it was gone, it really doesn't matter. Has high level. And guess what? There's higher than that. And no one gets to accept a few of Allah's slaves. And that is the fourth way to respond to a calamity, known as ash-shukr. Not only pleased, but you're thanking Allah for the calamity. Ooh, have you ever thought of that? There are some slaves of Allah that respond to calamities by thanking Allah for it. And how do you thank Allah for a calamity? How can you get there? Very easy. You need to always focus on what remained from what Allah tested you with. So if Allah tested you with a loss of wealth, you say, Allah tested me with a loss of 10,000. But look what I still have. I still have this much of my wealth. I still have a car. I still have a business. I still have a job. So if you focus on what remains, you're able to get to the level of thanks, as opposed to just focusing on what went. If Allah was to test you in your health, if you just focused on what Allah tested you with, you'll be blinded from what you still have. You can't get to the level of shukr. But if you want to get to the highest level, the level of thanking Allah for the calamity, you will have to look at what remains. Look, alhamdulillah, I still can talk, I still have my mind, I still can see, I can hear, I can talk, I can walk, I can move. Then we're going to little test here. There was once a lady, an older woman, who got affected in her eye, and she had a pad on her eye. So some asked her, indeed, this is a severe calamity. You've lost perhaps sight in your eye. She said, alhamdulillah, I still have my other eye. Alhamdulillah, I can still hear. Alhamdulillah, I can taste, I can eat. Alhamdulillah, I can digest food. There are people in the hospital, they need to go through machines and be drip fed because they cannot eat, they cannot digest. Alhamdulillah, I have my feet. Alhamdulillah, I have my hands. Alhamdulillah, I can still pray and do sujood. So they said, she kept telling us, alhamdulillah, I have this, I have that, I have this, I have that, until we were convinced that the tiniest ibtila that ever happened for her in her life was in her eye. So they thought it was the biggest, But after she listed Alhamdulillah for so many other blessings, they said, we recognized and we were certain that this was the smallest trial she ever went through. That's how you can get to Alhamd, by looking at still what remains. طيب, we come back to As-Sabr.